How to easily save highlights to Notion fast. Have you ever found yourself ready to save crucial notes to Notion, only to first manually create a database entry, copy the URL, and then copy highlights over by hand? By the end of this video, you will never have to manually copy URLs, repeatedly paste highlights, or even open Notion. Instead, you will instantly create formatted database entries from your browser with just a few clicks. And this isn't magic, it's a repeatable system anyone can copy. For me, setting up this extension changed everything, turning my rough workflow into a seamless workflow. And today I will show you how to set up and use this extension to eliminate your struggles forever. To do that, I will break down this video into 4 chapters. Also stay tuned till the end, because there I've put a bonus workflow that will save you even more time. And for those who don't know me, my name is Leon and I'm excited to guide you through this. Let's get started. Here in chapter 1, I just want to show you what it looks like to save a highlight to Notion. So to bookmark it and then highlight something in that article or blog post in this case. So let's take that website and I want to save this to my database. What I need to do is I need to open the sidebar because I'm in the Arc browser, then click on the highlight, then save page, then close the pop-up. And now, as you can see, it's in my database. I can open it, then I can get to the article and I can highlight this, for example. Then right click, add highlight, and you can see it got highlighted on the page here. And when I go back to Notion, you can see it got added to the body automatically. So I can read through the text and copy this, for example, say add highlight, you can say it's just random. Now add this, and you can see everything is getting added to the body. And that's it for this chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter. Now in this chapter, I want to show you how to get the extension in the first place. For the extension, there is also a paid version, but in this video, I will only use the free version because that's what I'm currently using. In your search engine, just write Save to Notion extension. Then at the top, you can see there is the extension, select it and click on Add Extension. Then we can close this off, go back to Notion. Then to access our extension in the Arc browser, we need to click on this icon, then click on Pin. Now I can see this over here, and then click on the extension. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to go over the settings. I won't cover the history in this video because it's a paid feature, but I will go over these ones. After you added something to a database, there is the option to directly open this highlight. And you can either say, open this in the desktop app always, or don't open it in the browser. Then you can show save buttons on websites. But as you can see here on the question mark, it's only available on supported websites, so not on every website. Then we have remember highlights, and that is when you open this, you can see your yellow highlights on the page itself. Then you have hide context menu. That's when you right click that you can see it. And we have embedded post format in Notion. We have callout block and text block, but from my experience, I don't know if I am doing something wrong, but in both cases, they are being saved as a text block in here. Then what I will do, my settings are, I don't want to open the app because I use this extension in my browser, and I then also want to use Notion in my browser because it's way faster than opening the app and switch back to the browser, even though I have keyboard shortcuts and a Stream Deck. Then I activate this. It's convenient for pages that have this feature. Then I want to remember highlights. I don't want to hide the context menu, and I leave this to default. And that's it for this chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter. In this chapter, I want to show you how to create this database. The first thing we need to do is we need to go all the way down to the same level as this database, then type / full page database. Give it the name Notes Chapter 1 and 3 build, so it's different to the other one. It's the build database we are building at the moment. Then select an icon, for example, this pencil list icon. Then we need to add a select property. Let's call it type and add the option blog post and turn it to default. Then we need to add a database template. For this, we want to select the world icon, world for internet, for web pages, and call it web clips or bookmarks, what you want. It's not relevant how you call it. Just when you open it in Notion, you know what this database template it is, because later down the line it's not important, but more to that later. Then we are finished for this page. Then in this toggle we need to add a linked database view, so type / linked view of database, then select our database and hide the title. And that's it for this chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter. In this chapter, I want to show you everything around forms. Forms are basically the destinations of the web clip / bookmark with some tweaks. The first thing we need to do in the form is we need to click on Add New Form. Then click on Add to Existing Page / Database. Then select our database, and then we can change the name of this form. So now it's the name of the database, but we want to change this because that's the name how the form will be displayed in the extension. You will see in a second. Let's call it highlight blog post. Then what you can do is, I do it this way, you can also leave it there. I like to remove the content image. For the name, I like to go with the page title or the name of the article / blog post, but there are also other options you can play with. Then we can select a clip action. What we can do is we can either extract the whole page content, so we literally do a full copy of the blog post in Notion and then work in Notion, or we can only bookmark it, and then, as you can see, as we already did it, we only created a bookmark and then we do our own highlights. That's the way I like to do it. Then you can also select a database template. In this case, we want to select our web clips template. And then what we can also do is we can click on Add New Fields. And here, if you scroll down, we have our select type property. And here we can pre-select blog post. You can also select the blog post in the database template, or you can add it here. It's up to you how you like to do it. And then one thing some of you might have noticed, if we click on 2 more fields, we also have a URL and an icon. I didn't add the URL here, so when we finished chapter 2, we only had name and type, and now we also have a URL property, and that's on purpose. And I didn't add this in chapter 3 on purpose. That's because when you don't have a URL property in your database, and because we want to save the URL from our web clip, this extension will automatically create a property in the destination database to save the URL. And then for the URL, you can either go for the icon from the website, from the blog post, or the way I like to do it is, and it also looks in my opinion way cleaner, is I like to also remove this field, and then I will get the icon from the database template. As you can see here, we already have a database template here with the world icon, and here it has the world icon. Then you can save this form, and now you can see, as I said, highlight blog post is the name of the form. What you can also do here is you can add folders. For example, if you have different databases to save to, for example, then you can create a folder for a notes database or a folder for another database to separate it. And then you can give the folder the same name as the database, for example. And then in the database folder, you can save different forms for that database. In a folder, I could call notes database. Then I could create, beside this highlight blog post form, a highlight YouTube video form, for example. Now let me do this. Let me create a notes folder, then click on cancel, and then I can drag this form into our notes folder. And as I said in here, now I can create a new form for a YouTube video, for example, or for an email or whatever. And then here I can create a form for highlight YouTube video or whatever. Or I can create a highlight unsorted, and there I will highlight it, but with no type selected. That's also possible. Now let's highlight the exact same page to this database. Let's go to the Men's Health website, then go to the extension, click on Notes, highlight blog post. Then you could change the name for the highlight or leave it the same as the page name. And then you can say only bookmark it. That's what I showed you at the beginning. Then we only get a new entry in the database, but no highlights. Then, as I said, extract the page content. Then the whole page gets copied to your Notion and you can work in Notion. And there is this extract custom area feature where you can extract a custom area, but I don't use this feature at all. Then you can see the template is set to web clips by default. The type is set to blog post. And then we can either say save the page, and then another window will open that we can either manually close, or from there open the page directly in Notion, or we can say save it and close the pop-up if we don't want to add the page to Notion and then we don't want to close the pop-up manually. Let me show you what save to page looks like. I can save this, and here that's the window I talked about. I can here also say open it in the desktop app. Then I can say open the page in Notion to open this directly in Notion, or I can say close pop-up and then start highlighting. Now, one small thing I want to show you, if you're not sure if you clipped a page, so you added it to the database, go over here, and if you can see this small green check in front of the extension, then you know this page is saved to your Notion and you can start highlighting. Then let's highlight the exact same sentence, highlight it, right click, add highlight. And if we now go to Notion and compare it, we have the exact same name, the exact same type, the exact same URL. And if you open the example and our entry, it's the exact same. And because I said I want to permanently highlight this, if I open the URL, you can see on the page the highlight still remains. And now let me show you the bonus workflow that I really like. And that's also a thing why I like to use ChatGPT in the browser. Every chat you create in ChatGPT is its own web page. So what I can do is I can clip a page/ChatGPT chat and do my highlights in that chat without needing to open Notion and add highlights to the page in Notion that I can later go through. And in Notion, I could also create its own database template for that. I can call it AI highlights and select the type AI or whatever up to you. But I think it's very cool to save this to Notion and then do the highlights in the chat, and I don't need to switch between ChatGPT and Notion and always use Command C and Command V. And also one good thing is when I save a chat to my Notion database, sometimes when I have so many chats and I don't use the project feature, I need to look here for all my chats. If I open the chat from my notes database in Notion, I don't have to search for it. I can instantly open the right chat. But what you need to watch out for is for every chat, even though there is a green check mark in front of here, you need to manually save every chat. So if you saved one chat, you will see a green check mark over here. But for a new chat, you need to create a new entry. And if you now want to get even faster with your workflow, check out this video on keyboard shortcuts in Notion, because with a keyboard on top of your mouse, you are even faster. And that's it. Stay consistent. See you next.